why were the 49ers so secretive about the number 3 pick? We keep going back to this topic. I know it's old news, but it's interesting, like a peek into the psyche and the business practices of the 49ers. The point is that everyone knew, basically, that Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson are going 1-2. There was no reason to really create a smokescreen at number 3, considering they had their pick, and they did anyway. A major smokescreen. So why'd they do it?
I think the reason they kept it so secretive is because it's in their – I don't think it's in their interest to give up any information beforehand. Like, if the team had ruled out Mac Jones as an option, well, guess what? That means everybody else is going to start flocking to the next 2 options. They're going to start eliminating choices. So that's where I get a little, like, fired up with this, is that why would they tell people anything? I mean, from everything that we know, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan knew about this pick for a certain amount of time, and the next person to find out was Jed, and it was like a week before the draft. So when all these rumors started flying out, it to me, it makes sense that they wouldn't shut down any of the rumors, because if they did, that would confirm one thing or the other, right? If they aren't taking Mac Jones, it would narrow down the options. So that's where I just don't understand, like, Mike Florio's of the world. They get all worked up about, the 49ers were so secretive about this. They fooled everybody. They didn't have to do this. They lied to the national media. It's like, no, I think what happened is they probably just didn't exactly go out of their way to tell the national media what was happening. And once they made, I mean, literally the day they made the trade, Chris Sims, like 20 minutes later, was like, they're going to take Mac Jones. I don't think he called Kyle Shanahan within those 20 or 30 minutes, or anyone in the 49ers organization. So there was probably a bit of guessing on the national media's part, and they got burned this year. And
I don't think so, man.
I'm
sorry. So? Let's talk about Schefter.
No,
okay. Yeah, Schefter doesn't guess.
Schefter is the big thing.
Schefter doesn't guess. Schefter got it wrong. He didn't get it wrong with the Jets. He was all over Zach Wilson on the Jets the whole time.
Right.
And it's like, I just feel like what the Niners did, it would be like if the Jets just messed with Schefter and be like, hey, don't tell anyone, but we're taking Trey Lance.
Right.
Write it. I'm not saying the Niners did that, but Schefter wasn't guessing. Mike Silver wasn't guessing. These guys all have the sources, and their sources were wrong. I don't know who the sources were, but it's very interesting. It's like if the Jaguars had just let everyone think they were going to take Zach Wilson for a month, or if the Jets just let everyone think they were going to take Trey Lance for a month. Like, why? Just to mess with people? And then the Niners, what Kyle Shanahan said is like, yeah, just to mess with people, basically. Yeah.
Well, and that's where I think Kyle's lying. I don't think that's exactly what he was trying, but I think more than anything, just going back to what I was saying, I just don't think it's in their best interest to let anybody know that, we've eliminated this person as a choice and we're down to these 2 options.
It just seems like it doesn't help
anybody,
and created or helped create the perception,
right,
that it not only that it was going to be someone it wasn't. Not that there's, we're just not going to say, but for whatever reason, the top dudes in the game were like adamant that it was going to be someone it wasn't. And that's just very interesting to me. I know Florio's the one complaining. Schefter would never complain publicly. He's above it, but no. I'm sure he's like, wait, why did this happen to me? Why? Yeah, but it's interesting.
And like you're saying, I mean, Schefter has the best connections to the 49ers organization. I mean, the people who had like the greatest, the best connections to this organization in terms of media were all saying the same thing. So
with like no question, there was like this is what it's gonna be. Well, and they're like, I know it's not the right move, but it's gonna happen. Like, okay.
Well, and even going back to the whole Trey Lance thing, I think the only time reports even came out about him potentially being the pick, like seriously, were 3-4 days before the draft. So I think when I take all of it into consideration, I feel like more than anything, the team just didn't want to go out of their way to tell the media they were wrong, because then I think because you just don't want to eliminate your options. I don't think they had this mastermind plan. I think things just happened and they were a bit reactionary, and I don't know. I just
feel like with Schefter, he wasn't guessing. And that's why I keep coming back to. He heard something from someone he trusted. Yeah. And so how did he get it so wrong? I still will always believe that there was a split in the Niners organization. There was a Matt camp, there was a Trey camp, and whoever Schefter and those guys were talking to, they were talking to the Matt camp, and it lost out. It lost out. So did the Niners create a mystery? Yeah, because it was a mystery to them. It was a freaking mystery to them. So fine, they created their own smokescreen, and it wasn't. It was real. It was real.
But Grant, let me ask you this: do you think there's any benefit to them revealing the mystery or revealing any part, because that's kind of what I get back to.
No, but to me, like, the Jets were the ones, like, no one really knew who the Jets were going to take, but they didn't mislead people.
No,
they were just like, we don't have to say. We don't have to say. I mean, is it Zach Wilson? Yeah,
but I think to be fair with the Jets versus the 49ers, there was definitely more of an argument with who the 49ers should pick than who the Jets should pick. I think I think before, or a month before the draft, 6 weeks before the draft, it was pretty clear the Jets were going to take Zach Wilson.
I like the Niners pick better than the Jets pick. Sorry, Salah. I like the Niners pick. I don't really like Zach Wilson that much. But anyway, we need to move on.
Yeah, we do.
But I like Trey Lance better than, I think they probably should have taken Trey Lance in New York. Mufasa says, as good as Justin Herbert was, Mufasa, it's great to see you, man. You took a tumble early on, but you came back and you lived with us forever.
Mufasa, it's great to see you back.
Absolutely. You really changed all of our lives. As good as Justin Herbert was, they still had a losing season. Will Kyle risk yet another losing season starting Lance? Well, it's not like the Chargers are that great. I mean, the Niners team is better than the Chargers team.
Well, and the Chargers also weren't planning to play Justin Herbert. I mean, if people remember correctly, Tyrod Taylor got stabbed in the lung by an injection, and then they had to play.
That's real. That really happened
before the games. I mean, I think,
and they didn't have the best coach either. Nothing against Anthony Lynn.
No, Anthony Lynn, he's not a head
coach. Don't think he's the best head coach. Good coordinator.
Oh, definitely. And I think with Justin Herbert, especially like with this thing specifically, it's like, he didn't even know until like 5 minutes before the game. He literally said the coach grabbed him, was like, you're starting, get in the game right now. And he had to go and find his helmet because he said he wasn't even anticipating that being an option. So I think it's just a completely different scenario.